Okay, Joe Rogan is blasting Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and I just kind of found this to be quite funny. I found it funny. He said that they effed up when he was on his podcast because it came up about the whole "It Ends With Us" drama and the legal saga, and I feel like more and more people are starting to come to the point where they're realizing like Blake Lively very clearly is not telling the truth. I think when I was talking it through yesterday with Daniel Feruzin, it kind of became abundantly clear because I was like, what smoking gun could she possibly have? She's trying to argue 47.1. And like, sure, that's a strong argument. But again, it goes down to, a matter of fact that will have to be determined by the jury, not a judge. Very same sentiment that was echoed by Harvey Levin when he was on TMZ. And he's like, these are matters of, these are questions of fact. And questions of fact are for the jury, not for the coconut tree, not for the judge. So there we go. But Joe Rogan, I love that Rogan's like, I guess he also was very involved or very closely following the Depp v. Heard. I didn't really listen to Rogan. Then I honestly don't listen to his show that often, to be honest with you. But yeah, he was talking about how they effed up and Ryan's just trying to get out of it now. And how, they were a key part of this. And now they're just like, oh, wait, no, now that we don't want to be held accountable for the things that we said. Like, sorry, we said him and we called him a predator and we called him all these things. And that's not exactly what we're feeling. We changed our mind. We want to hold him to the standard and we want to call him names and we want to sue him, but and we want to take over his movie and try to bully him into releasing statements, but don't bring that on us. We don't want to do that. Like, what are you talking about? We're totally innocent. We're totally kosher. And now you have everybody. Shout out to Elrich on TikTok and X and Instagram. Elsie Elrich, she's all over it right now. I guess they found that Ryan Reynolds at a Marvel panel, I guess he mentioned something about, because there's all the drama about they had their daughter Inez, who was 7 years old, and they had her say this line in the Deadpool skit where they had Nice Pool when Deadpool was like in that alternate universe or whatever, and so they had all these Nice Pool and Kid Pool and all these other pools, right? Well, it's summer and everybody's in the pool. Well, there was the line where they had the daughter make the remark. Now they had a little girl make the remark because obviously the little girl was in a mask, and we didn't realize until a resurfaced interview with Ryan Reynolds that little girl was Ryan and Blake's daughter Inez, who was 7 at the time, and she references Wolverine's eggplant in Deadpool's mouth. So, and she literally says that when you get Wolverine's eggplant out, she doesn't say eggplant, she uses the real word. And she says that, and they joke about how they had to retake that line over and over and over, and how they had to, repeatedly take many cuts. And Inez at first was uncomfortable and didn't want to say it. And then Ryan Reynolds was like, well, if you don't say it, then I'll have to give the part to somebody else. And then she was like, no, I'll do it. So there you go. It's just hilarious to make your daughter repeat a fellatio joke time and time again. So, well, so my point is, Elrich then found this panel, and oh my God, everybody, how do I turn on? Does anybody, I'm sorry, I'm technologically illiterate sometimes, and everybody decides they want to text me the same time I go live. Does anybody know how to change the settings so I can stop? I'll have to Google this afterwards. I feel like every time I go live, my text, ding, 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 ding. Let me respond to this. LOL, you love to blow up my phone when I'm live on the internet. All right. Sorry. So yeah, there was, I guess on the panel, he talks about how he made another joke about how Deadpool is going to traumatize his children. And I'm just like, dude, how are you making all these jokes? And then you and your wife are like so sensitive when it comes to Justin Baldoni, right? Like all of it is just preposterous. It's ridiculous. Dingling, can't you put it on vibrate? I don't know how to put it on. I can't put my computer on vibrate. It's not coming. My phone's on vibrate, but the computer's not on vibrate. And I don't. Can you put your computer on vibrate? Is that what the ladies are doing these days? They gave up the washing machine and now they're putting their laptops on vibrate every time their phone rings. Ring a ding ding. Where's the router? Danny, I don't know where the router is. The router is gone. Oh, but you know what's funny, Danny? I did learn that I did learn that I can turn the router on and off from my phone. Apparently, I have an app that controls the router. The router is somewhere lost in the apartment. If you know, you know. If you've been a member of the Zack Pack for a minute, you know. Zack, if you have an iPhone, set it to do not disturb. I am on do not disturb on my iPhone. Oh, but on the computer, it's different. I don't know. I thought it was your phone. Apologies. No, it's the laptop. If you have a Mac, you can also set it. I don't know how to set my Mac on do not disturb. Can somebody call Ronald McDonald to help me fix the Big Mac? Their excuse will always be, but it was a joke. The joke was inappropriate and not funny. Well, here's the thing. I'm fine if you do the joke thing, right? I'm fine if you're like, oh, well, it was just a joke and whatever, and we, whatever. I'm fine with that. But my issue is like, but then you're literally trying to ruin a man's life for doing things that are not even nearly as remotely close to the shit that you guys have done for years. Blake Lively talking about the boob cake and all these things, like all the things that we've seen resurface in their interviews are ridiculous when you put them in the context of what they're trying to accuse Justin Baldoni of doing, especially now knowing that they've taken the things that they've accused him of doing and they've manipulated the context. Remember, again, the text message, the cherry pick text messages, the removing of the emoji, the birthing still with Jamie Heath and his wife, like all of these things are just redonkulous.